Well, hello again, YouTube world. Welcome back to my channel again. Finally, I get to put together just a short little update video of the truck, of the old 78 Ford. In the previous video, did the brake line kit. I did all the drum brakes and everything on the rear, which I did film all of that, but it was kind of making the video kind of ridiculously long, and I figure I am no person to teach anybody how to do drum brakes, so I completely cut pretty much all of that out of the video. And just basically showed you the finished product with that when that part was done. So, and then I got right to the brake line kit, and so we got in a snag. The two lines that come off of the master cylinder were not the right lines for the truck. They did not fit. The one fitting was the wrong fitting, and I was going to go and get two copper lines, bend them myself, make them myself, you know, whatever, all nice and neat and pretty, and just go that way. Well, turns out I could not find the proper lines, copper lines. And I certainly did not want to buy a 25-foot roll of copper line and then again have to buy another flaring tool, because, you know, sometimes my tools grow legs and they walk off, and I've got two flaring tool like kits somewhere. I have no idea. So well, let me show you what I did. I pretty much took the ones that come in that kit and I made them work. Like everything else, I made them work. See, you know, it don't look too bad right here, obviously, you know, because the lines, they're coming out of there exactly the way they're supposed to, and they look decent. But then you get down to the little curly Q, and it just looks like crap. You know, all honestly, it looks like crap. I mean, look at it. You know, they're kind of tangled in together because there really is, you know, was no bending them in such a way that I wouldn't kink anything. To keep them separated good enough to get it to fit and work. So they are literally kind of, you know, pushed in together in time, you know, with each other right there, and they go down. You can kind of see them down there, how they go all the way down, and you could see where they let's see if it doesn't focus in. Well, okay, hold on, let's see. Camera. Well, you can see them right down there, how they go into the proportion valve. Alright, it's a little harder to get under here without the truck being on jack stands, because, you know, it is two-wheel drive and it's pretty low. But you can kind of see, you can kind of see how they go. I managed to get them, you know, to pretty much hug on the steering box and not touch the headers, or the header right there. So you can see, I mean, the bends are kind of cattywampus. I mean, I had to do what I had to do, and I ended up getting the correct fitting for this line, which was too small, so I had to get the same fitting that's actually on the top side. And you can kind of see them going up through there. You know, I got it bent the best I could, and, you know, everything seems to work out fine. Of course, when I first started bleeding the whole system, and then, you know, start the truck up, let it run a little bit, back it out of the garage, pump the brakes a few times. Of course, I had well, the first leak, which how I did this I don't know. For some reason, this particular line, for some reason, I didn't have tight, so it went all over there. So obviously I tightened that one up. And it's weird, it's like, you know, in this whole brake line kit and you forget to tighten that. Like, what a guru, right? So then I go on down, you know, pretty much follow lines all the way down. Everything on the proportioning valve was perfect. Nothing leaking. Didn't have to retighten anything up, anything. Everything perfect. Nothing leaks. Going down to, if you remember, there is a union about halfway down. That union was leaking a little bit in the one fitting. Gotta get out of the sun. So I tightened it up, and then the one line that goes to the rear driver's side wheel, as it comes into the block for the hose, it was leaking a little bit there, so tighten that one up. And, you know, do my little test again, and for some reason the union was still leaking a little bit. Still, I'm like, okay. So retighten that one up just a little bit more and ended up getting it sealed up perfect. And of course, no leaks nowhere else. And the only bleeding that I did of the brakes was by the hand pump at all 4 wheels. I have not yet, you know, I got to recruit a helper. I need someone to pump the pedal, but I also need, there is a, it's kind of like a plug. So just to rewind a little bit to my last video, that little sensor that's in the proportioning valve, of course I did not know what that was in my last video, honestly. And you know, I didn't do the research at that time to really find out exactly what that is. But what it is, it's a shutter valve. So basically, if that sensor or that valve detects brake fluid moving too rapidly, too fast, what it does is spring load it. It'll either move to the left or right, and it'll shut off the brake fluid to whatever side is leaking, so you don't lose all your brake fluid. Well, naturally, you know, if someone's pumping the brakes and pump them up and hold them, and then I crack a line, that brake fluid's going to move rapidly, and that shutter valve is going to close, and therefore you're not going to be able to bleed the brakes properly at all. So they actually make a plastic, it's like a little, it looks just like the little sensor or whatever on there, and it has a plastic pin down through it that's like solid. You thread that down on there, and that pin goes into the valve itself and allows the valve to not move, so you can bleed the brakes. So I got to get me one of those. You know, I have to order it out online. Then once I do that, then I'll have somebody to be able to, you know, do the pumping for me, and I'll do all 4 wheels. But the good news is it is drivable. I have taken it for 2 really good and decent long drives so far. The pedal is spongy. Now, if you have one of these trucks, you know these trucks' brake pedals are not spongy. They are stiff and hard. You know, not hard as a rock like it was when everything wasn't working, but they're stiff, and you know, they're pretty hard to press. Well, this pedal, you can push it all the way to the floor. The truck stops actually pretty decent, and you know, I kind of pump them up just a tiny bit before I, you know, come into a stop, but it actually stops pretty decent. Will it stop on a dime? No, probably not, but it's drivable. So with that being said, let's take it for a drive. Noisy, you know. See, I got my AC cranking up. It's like 90 couple degrees outside, and it feels great in here driving. It's amazing. I drive my old 2001 Dodge with the windows down, and I'm roasting. It feels great in this truck. It's weird. It's weird how these old trucks are like that. But boy, let me tell you, does it feel good driving this old thing. This guy behind me in this lifted Chevy's probably like, what's this dude doing? He's like selfieing while he drives his old junky Ford. If that guy had any clue. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the update video. So now you know the truck is finally, you know, on the road and running, drivable. The brakes work. They actually work pretty decent. They don't work the best that they can, you know, because like I said, I do need to still bleed a little bit. But I can take it out and enjoy it and everything. So with that being said, Should I give a sneak peek of the next project of the truck? Okay, so if you've made it this far in the video, first off, I want to thank you for listening to me. I want to thank you for watching my videos. I want to thank you for the continued support. There's a really loud airplane. And you know, just I'm gonna walk backwards so the light's still on me. And just for everything that all of you have made this channel to be for me. So I guess without further ado, let me give you a little sneak peek of what the next project is. I'm just gonna hold the camera right here, and I'm not gonna point at anything in particular that is only like half full of fruit juice that leaks everywhere that could possibly need to be replaced or anything. I'm not gonna, you know, point out what I'm going to replace here, but if you like my channel, you want to stick around. If you like this truck, you want to stick around because there is another big project coming. I'm actually probably going to start on it here soon, and yeah, that's going to be really fun. So we'll see you guys in the next project.